Frank Lee, homie.
I'm only sipping this slow. Come with me on a ride. I'm sipping this slow. Take a sip, I bet it get you right. And I only speak it if it's real, yeah. Only spill it if it's true, yeah. Everybody want the tea, so you already know the deal. I always sip slow. Come with me on a ride. I'm only sipping it slow. Only helping you grow. Tell you things that you need to hear, not only things you wanna know. Keeping you up on your current events. I swear the world's so cold. Talking about marriage and sports too. Man, you gotta catch the show. You believe me. Got Allen T. Weezy, J. Marks and that JT, make it look easy. Whenever they speaking about any topic, if I spoke about it, I was really about it. Ain't no front, I was real about it. In my white cup, it got Hen inside it. It's a message for everybody. Now I'm only sipping this slow. With me on a ride. I'm only sipping this slow. Take a sip, I bet it get you right. And I only speak it if it's real, yeah. Only spill it if it's true, yeah. Everybody want the tea, so you already know the deal. I always sip slow. Come with me on a ride. I'm only sipping it slow.
What it do? What the business is? It's a Sip Slow podcast where we help ourselves as well as others. Raw, real, and uncut. Audio work weekly. It's your boy, Mr. Money Don't Sleep, so T Weezy can't rest.
This your boy JT.
What's happening? This your boy J Dub.
Yo, what's good? Your boy Al in the building.
Wow, you came in hot, boy. What's the deal?
Yeah, feeling good, man. Feeling good to be back with the fellas again, man. It feels great. What's up with you guys?
Man, everything good, man. Everything good. What's y'all boys drinking sauce today? What y'all sipping on?
Got me a little whiskey, man. Whiskey with a little honey and some mint.
Ah, that'll wake you up, huh?
Yes, sir. Get your bones right.
Right.
I got a little Crowning Coke.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong
Just
with
a
that
little
on a Sunday morning. LG?
Man, I ain't doing. I kept the same. I ain't switch it up. So I'm with the orange juice again. A little splash of the, or not splash, but a little powder in there. A little vitamin C, extra vitamin C.
Well, you need that in these times. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
I'm sipping on some little gin with a cranberry grape.
Ooh.
Wee.
Chasing that with a still reserve tropical storm.
Ooh.
About to be a tropical storm after you get through with this podcast.
For real.
So we just trying to loosen up, man. Enjoy that last day off before we get back on the grind, man.
So you probably gonna put it up early, huh?
Oh no. Nah, day like this, man, I like to let the sunroof open, man, and ride around a little bit, me and the wife. So we'll see about that.
That's what's up.
Try to something about that Sunday, man. Like it just, you know, it's like, dang, it'd be good. You know, you got to go to work the next day, but when that sun's shining, boy, the whip clean. You got to get out there in it, man. You got to. I don't know. Have y'all seen where in China they got a new COVID test where they swab your asshole.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I saw he was talking about it at work Thursday about this stuff, man.
What's that
Oh,
about though? So they trying to see they can get it from your rectum? What?
right. They're gonna stick it up your ass. Pause.
I
We
just rather,
good.
I would just rather have it. You know what? Let me have it. Sit my time out. I'll deal
Yeah, we
with what I
good.
need.
Yeah, we
I
ain't
mean,
trying to do that kind of test though.
But
who comes up with this stuff?
somebody that's strange a little bit.
Yeah,
They
that's
say some guys already signed up for it though.
nah, man. To each is his own, man.
Yeah, that's hardcore, man.
Wow.
To each his own. I don't know. You know, I don't know if it's just a Q-tip or is it a different type of
Hey man,
instrument.
hold up, man. Hey, we going too deep into this, man. Let's move it. Let's keep it moving, man.
Ooh, that's wild though, man.
I'm just trying to figure out how that's going to give you better results. I mean, I'm sure in your nose you got mucus, in your mouth you got saliva. Back there,
You got a lot of different things back there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man.
ain't trying to
God
get that
damn.
test, baby.
Oh, you know
So
what?
y'all,
On the serious note, maybe that's the only way to test for this new strand. Let's just say that.
I gotta be a better way.
Yeah, shit. And at least could said pee in a cup or something.
Yeah,
They skipped
you
that,
can't
huh?
just you can't just drive through and get that tested. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but that's over in China, man. That's what they doing over there. They do a lot of weird stuff over there. So
But we've been known to copy them, so be on the lookout.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to pull that over here too. You know, as an option, but we good.
Damn.
Yeah, I think
So
the test is gonna actually go down. Then it's gonna be less tests taken. Then
man, you never know how these people, how these folks running out here to get tested. You never know. So I don't know. Well, we're gonna jump in this free game. Wealth is quiet, rich is loud, and poor is flashy. That's free game. Let that sink in a little bit. Wealth is quiet, rich is loud, and poor is flashy.
I feel that.
Yes, sir.
That. We got to break that.
We got to. So we're gonna jump on in these topics, man. I saw something this week that was disturbing to me. NFL player Chad Wheeler beat his girlfriend. We're not seeing much of this covered on ESPN or First Take, Undisputed. You know, I don't know why it's not covered like it should be, but just in case y'all hadn't heard this story, I'll give some background. Chad Wheeler is a offensive tackle who played for the Seattle Seahawks. He's a white guy, like 6'7", 300-some pounds, and he had a black girlfriend. So the girlfriend says that out of nowhere, he went into what she called a manic episode, and he wanted her to bow down to him. Once she refused to bow down, that's when he started choking her, strangling her, beating her until she lost unconsciousness. She said when she finally came to, he was sitting next to the bed eating dinner, and he was shocked that she was still alive. And he was like, "Man, I thought she was dead," and he just shrugged it off nonchalant. So I just want to get y'all thoughts on why you think this story didn't get much coverage because you have Ray Rice who hit his wife in the elevator, and he never played again for the Baltimore Ravens. He never played again in the NFL for that matter.
Yeah.
Then you had Chad Johnson when he was with the Dolphins. He head-butted his fiance, and after that, he never played again. You had Kareem Hunt. You had Tyreek Hill. And these stories was broadcasted every day. So, I just wonder why this isn't getting the coverage that it should. And then the NFL has not really done nothing. I think, they made a statement. The Seahawks made a statement saying that, they don't condone that. I think they released him. But, it's kind of getting swept under the rug. What's y'all thoughts?
And one is first of all, it's crazy, man. That the fact that he sat up eating food and told her thought she was dead when she came to, that is sick. I mean, that's sick. I think they don't want to publicize it too much is because, just be honest, it's a difference with the two worlds almost kind of we live in. Unfortunately, it's what it is. It's a black woman that was damn near trying to be healed by a white man, and it looks like it's just kind of being downplayed. Why I don't know, because no matter what the color, what the person is, this needs to be this is serious. I mean, they embarrassed in a sense. They embarrassed Ray Rice. They embarrassed Ocho. When he did this thing, they embarrassed Kareem because they showed everything. They made it very public, and they talked about it. Why it's not happening right now needs to be addressed. They need to come out and say something. Opposed to him being out of the NFL, he needs to be out. Period.
I agree with you on that. And another thing I thought about too, he need his ass whooped. I like what Dez Bryant said. I like what Dez Bryant said about, if he see him, they got to meet up. And more, Black Alley need to speak on this though, man. But nobody don't say nothing. For BS, they'll speak about and all this stuff about voting. But, this woman got whooped. You ain't hear none of the big stars say nothing about it. They ain't got on in front of the cameras and mention nothing about it. Like, it don't matter to them, but they need to be, showed everywhere. He need to be out the NFL and everywhere. But, I like what Dez said, though.
Yeah, that's what he's on site.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I respect him on that. A lot of them need to speak up. None of them ain't said none. So
teammates either. I mean, I've heard limited comments from teammates. Aside from they were shocked to hear the news.
Right. He shouldn't feel comfortable to walk in now the NFL locker room if he ever does play again.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough ride for him. If it has,
I pretty much agree with you guys on that, man. It's sad that they don't, televise that kind of thing, but we all kind of know the reason behind it. We don't like to touch that subject, but I mean, you got to call a spade a spade. Had that been the role switch, well, let's just call it what it is. If it was racist switch, let's say that, where there was a black man that done that to a white woman, you couldn't turn on a radio station where it wasn't played at. You couldn't turn on television. It might even interrupt your show on cable for Cinemax. Who knows? They will find a way to get that story out. So it's a little it's a little crazy, but that's the world we live in. But somebody really needs to sit him down. Nah, forget that. Sit him down. Somebody needs to check him, because he can't just get away with that. And obviously, I don't think the NFL going to do too much. I mean, he might get a slap on the wrist. He might get a 3-game suspension or something like that. I don't think it's going to be nothing that big. That's all I got on it.
He did issue a statement, that he was sorry, and he put it that he has like some type of mental problem, maybe a CTE or but it was something along the lines that he bipolar, something like that, and he didn't know what happened, and that right now he's just concerned with his girlfriend getting healthy because we saw the pictures and she looked like a totally different lady from the before and after how he whooped her, and and we saw the hospital pictures they put out. So um, that brings me to a topic. Well, not a topic, but because of this situation where you have uh, interracial dating. Um, I know that might be a little controversial, but how do y'all feel about that?
Let me jump in real quick on that one. I personally don't think there's a problem with interracial, dating. Far as me, my personal opinion, I don't really see color. I know people say that and they don't really mean it, but I've dated whites, if that's what you want to call them, Caucasian women. I've dated Hispanic women. List goes on. So I really don't think there's a problem with that. I know some people feel there's an issue, but me personally, I look past it. I'll leave it at that and see what you guys got.
Well, I don't see nothing really wrong with it, but I look at it. To me, it's a little throw. You see the white man with the black woman. So I think it's kind of throw. But as long as they ain't putting their hands on them, it's okay. But it's just to me, it's a 50-50. That's it. What I
You
mean
know,
by what I mean by it, I'm okay if I see a black guy with a white girl. I'm cool with that. But when I see that white man with that black woman, it's a little different because he already think in his mind he want to dog out. That's the way I look at it. So to me, it kind of a little bit like how you get caught in this situation because you already look back what they did back in the days. So that flares some. Then
So,
if you get in a heated argument, he gonna call you something that you don't want to hear. So it's all that stuff that goes through. So with the guy, he could kind of handle that woman, but that white dude gonna handle that woman. So she kind of got to eat cheese a little bit. So that's the way I see it a little bit.
oh man, you want to touch it, Dub, or
now go ahead. I'll follow up.
well, man, if we keep it all the way 100, uh, the average black man has wanted to have a white woman at one point in time. Uh, and I have an old school cousin. I guess he in his early 60s, the late 50s. And I was like, man, why you think black men want the white woman? He was like, well, it's that unforbidden fruit. And I say, well, yeah, that does kind of make sense. You see a lot of these brothers, soon they get on, like Kanye said, he gonna leave your ass for a white girl. You know what I mean? He forget where he come from. He gets some millions or something, or a lot of these black guys that's in power, a lot of them have a white woman beside them, and then they won't do nothing for their own people because they think they've made it and they white now. But that's a whole nother that's probably a whole nother show right there. So when I saw this situation, and just like what Jay said, just like I tell my wife, well, I hate to see a black queen with one of these out of their race. They don't have to be white because when you dealing with the white guy, just like in this story, subconsciously they gonna think they better than you. Now it might not be they might be the nicest person in the world, but subconsciously they feel they superior than you. So by him wanting this lady to bow down to him, that just kind of that's the same thoughts I have. Like in their mind, that's what they thinking. So why would you be with someone out your race, and then the things they done to your ancestors. I just think that's gonna be hard to deal with. Also, right now we dealing with a lot of social injustice. How do they feel about these situations? Do they have the same thoughts that you have? Now, if you find you somebody that's an activist like you, he's out there on the front lines fighting, whether that's woman or man, okay, that might could work out. But it seems like too many times our people get with another race and they kind of just turn their back on their people. Um, and like I say, subconsciously they think they better than you.
Yeah, it's a touchy one because I mean, ideally you would hope to find a woman or a man the same race. You would hope to because there usually is more understanding about the culture, who you are, the types of environments that somebody grow up in, kind of what they may have faced, and it's a little bit different of an understanding. Uh, as well as far as outside of the race, I think sometimes the white versus white and black is probably the biggest issue that yeah, you it's easy to have and I understand what he's talking about tasting the forbidden fruit. I mean, that is something you want. Everybody talk about snow bunny, pink toe. You got to get you one. They do this, they do that, or and that ain't all the true, and ain't all the case. But the ultimate thing is, hopefully, if you do find somebody and they happen to be outside of your race, there's some real, true conversations that take place initially, as far as understanding. Like, hey, this is what these are the standards that I'm gonna hold you to, and these are standards I'm gonna hold you to. And if you cross these lines, then I don't care if we love this and that. Then that's a wrap. But it is hard to say. But I think most of the time is we see a lot of our the white women being the interracial part of the marriage and or the relationship, and ultimately it's gonna boil down to that person. But I just think it has to be communication. There's gonna be things that other races are just not gonna understand of how we work and our thought process and makeup and some of the way areas we come from. And so the best thing you could do is like just have a true conversation and a clear understanding if it's to go further and become an actual relationship or marriage.
And then you got to where, yeah, that son or that daughter could be cool with the black people and love them. But a lot of times that's not accepted by the parents. So that's a whole nother level of stress and things you have to deal with. But hey, you find love, you find love. I'm not here to tell you who to be in love with, but you do have to stay true to yourself. And I'm a truck driver, and I would talk to one of my co-workers some years back, and he an older guy. I ain't gonna say his name because he a married man, and I'm sure people probably know him if I put his name out here. But he would tell me, Superman, that's my CB handle. He say, Superman, look, if I get one of them white women, I'm gonna try to break their back in. I say, no, why that? He say, for what they did to our ancestors. So I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave that right there, man.
Hey, T.
Right now. Huh?
T, Williams, let me ask you something on this. I kind of hear you and Jason you and JT, y'all kind of agreeing that y'all don't mind seeing the black man with the white woman, but y'all don't think it's right for the white man to be with the black woman. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I just one guy, I won't put his name out there. I've been cool with him for now about 10 years. Now, he happened to be a white guy. He's married now to a black woman. Now, I've seen when he first started dating this woman, and now when I guess you got some white men, I guess they see as what y'all calling a white man. I don't know what y'all would call the white man that was raised around nothing but blacks. What do you call that?
Still a white man.
Okay, well, there we go. I just wanted to make sure I wanted to hear your thoughts on that because this guy, he's blacker than some blacks I know. Let me put it that way. He's blacker than some blacks I know, but his skin happened to be white. One of the coolest guys I ever known. Happened to meet one of our queens, as you say. And they get along just fine, and there's no issue. I seriously forget that he white sometime. He just so I don't know. You still see it the same way just because he's white. You feel like he's gonna feel like he's superior to her. Hold on. That he's superior to her, but he's been raised around nothing but people that look like her. What do you say to that?
Like I said, you can find some good situations that occur. You know what I mean? Like I said, if y'all on the same page and he feel the same way she does, and I would assume if he's been raised been around black people all his life, he understand our struggle also.
Yes, sir.
I don't have nothing wrong with that, but that's it's always exceptions to the rule.
Okay.
So you can find plenty more guys like that. I'm pretty sure. But you can find a whole lot of them like Chad Wheeler also.
I respect that. That makes sense.
For me, having a daughter, I wouldn't want to see my daughter with no white man. And it sounds bad because we want to love everybody. And I think probably religion plays a part in that also. But when other races say that, that's just how they feel. So why we can't feel the way we feel?
I respect that.
Why is it a problem? We supposed to love everybody, but shit, everybody don't love us. Everybody else look out for themselves.
That's right.
Facts. Can't argue that.
And then too, on the other hand, I done heard people say that they told their daughters they don't want them to date black guys. So it goes both ways with it. I done heard that. So that's the way I look at it. Even with what you just said about the guy, I look at it. He's still white, no matter what. He's still gonna have things that pop in his head. So he could be raised around black people, anybody, but he's still a white guy that's gonna have his thoughts, feelings, and anything else about it, no matter what. And that's the way I look at it. Said because they taught a certain way too, man. So that's the way that's how it is.
I remember.
I respect that. I respect everything y'all saying. I guess it's just kind of hard for me to swallow it a little bit because, like I say, I've been around this guy for now like 10 years, and again, I seriously forget the dude is white, man. Like it's not a white bone in his body, man. The way we just talking about how you act. Of course, you look at his skin, okay, yeah. But other than that, if he was a call right now, he don't even sound like he's white. It's crazy, man.
But
piss him off and see what he call you.
Hey, that's them Jay thoughts right there. That Jay, he over there with that one. I ain't co-signing that part.
But I'm just saying though, man. You piss anybody off, you get to choose side of them.
All I'm saying is the way you describe that gentleman.
Yes, sir.
That's the way we all should be.
Okay.
In a perfect world. But we just don't live in that perfect world. You know what I'm saying?
I believe that. I agree with that.
We should all be loving and get along with everybody.
Yeah.
But it just, the world we live in, it just doesn't go that way. So there's always some good apples out there. But Doug, I know you was trying to say something.
No, I was gonna say I think every situation gonna be different. I mean, the guy could be, your buddy Al, he could be just as true of a man opposed to his color. He could just be as true as a man and be able to love and care for a woman just like any race could. But again, it's just sometimes that persona of, it's a white man with a black woman. So it sometimes doesn't sit well with everybody. I'll just say that much. So I got the same thing. I got a white friend like that. He got a black wife. They got 3-4 kids. They doing well and he had no issues. He sounds black. He got slang. He was a HPD, Harris County sheriff. But again, it still doesn't change the fact that he had an upbringing that his wife did. And so I'm pretty sure there was some times and things that have come up in that relationship, whether it's uncomfortable being in a certain place or, uncomfortable discussion, just like these situations right now that's been going on with the in 2020, where we saw how, the issues of blacks being still not looked at as equal and treated unfairly. That I'm pretty sure in their conversations it's been tough, challenging conversations to have because even though he's been with her, he can never say that he understands where you're coming from, no matter
I
how he
agree.
looks at it. But I'll tell you a quick story so we can move on, man. I don't know if y'all familiar with the movie Rosewood. Any of y'all seen movie Rosewood?
I have.
It was
Can't say I
where
have.
so if you did haven't get a chance, check it out. Where it was a community, a black community, they were thriving, had their own thing. White, these white people came in to stop all that. They didn't want them to have nothing. So they were killing, raping, burning, everything they could do to run these people out of the town of Rosewood. Uh, the blacks were creating their own wealth in this community of Rosewood, and
Boy.
whites didn't want that to happen. So just funny story, real quick. In high school, I think it was probably my junior year, senior year, maybe. You know, I don't have a problem saying Derek and Jack. Y'all, yeah, most of y'all know who they are. We hung tight all the time. And they ran
I was
track.
busting them down.
Oh man, we just had fun. They ran track. I played
A nice
baseball.
way
So
to put it. Let him run over it real quick.
they uh they were at track meet again, and then, so this was like a Friday night. We talked back. I had a baseball game. Came back. It was like, Dub, man. We got some folks we met, man. We want to go out. So told me who they were and whatnot. So I didn't care. Didn't really care about color at that time because you were after one thing. You were on the hunt. And so we was like, what we gonna do, y'all? Let's go to a movie. So we drove to Victoria, picked them up from Grenado, drove to Victoria, went to the movie. Movie packed full of black folks, full of black people. I'm like, man, what movie is this? Because we didn't know. We just went. It was
Right.
about the movie. Man, we walked in there. It was packed. So it happened to be opening night, I guess, or the second night. Man, it was no seats in there. So we were looking around like no seats. We done bought these tickets. I ain't leaving now. So we find some seats like down, maybe halfway down in the middle. So we had to walk through people. So like, yeah, let's go sit down. Man, and as we were walking, so the girl that I was with happened to be white. Uh, and we was walking down all of a sudden, all these and folks was just staring, like looking at me like I had some on my face doing this. Again, not knowing what movie it is we were coming to see. So we sat down, finally sat down. I was like, get it, I don't care what these people think. I know who I am. And so we got to watching the movie, and the first scene came on. White woman yells out, "It was the nigger! It was the nigger! He raped
Mm.
me, this and that." But her husband had actually whooped her, raped her himself, white man. And then so I'm thinking to myself, now this is why these folks are saying it'd be crazy. And so my point to that is, you can still have an interracial relationship, but there's gonna be some times of uncomfort, discomfort. And are you willing and ready and able to handle that? And not everybody is. I mean, at that time, I didn't care because I was after one other thing, but these are things that he's facing now in the world today. And so you want your kid, son, daughter going through that. I'm not opposed to it, but I don't want them to.
Great point,
Man,
man. Great point.
I, well, I was gonna say some wild stuff, but I'm gonna leave it right there. That was a good story. I'm gonna leave it right there, man. You are listening to, cause I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. You are
Hey,
listening to the Sip Slow.
there was another
Huh?
situation too. There was another situation too that happened. I could tell y'all about it, but I know the show. There's other
Well,
things you want to get to, but there's
nah,
some other stuff.
it's just like yeah, we done had some wild stuff with some of my partners, dealing with that situation. But man, just do like they do. It's a lot of them that I know in high school was getting bust down. A lot of them was, and then I see them now on Facebook. They married to a white man. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So, they wanna feel what they wanna know if the myth is real also. You feel me? So we gonna we gonna leave it there, man. Uh, you all listening to the Sip So podcast. Uh, like the video, man. Share it. Tell somebody to tell somebody else. Follow us wherever you can. We there. So, Al, man, you put in there about should a person's friend be blamed for allowing them to cheat? You told me a story, but you don't have to say no name. But give us a little background on the situation. What made you come up with this?
Okay, I've had several situations that I've dealt with personally that made me brought this in, and let me start off by saying I personally don't feel that that person should be blamed. Well, if I'm the friend, so in other words, the question is, should a person's friends be blamed for allowing that person to cheat? So if I'm the friend of Thomas or T Weezy, and I quote unquote allow him to cheat, should his wife be blaming me? I'm gonna say no, because first off, Thomas is a man. I cannot make Thomas do anything. I can persuade him. I can put things in his face. She might not like that, but to actually make him cheat, that's not my fault. I'm gonna get all y'all thoughts on it before I kind of go into mine. What you got to say about that, T Weezy?
No, I agree with you. I agree. You
I
a grown man
100%.
and you're responsible for your own actions.
I completely agree as well because no matter what, I mean, you're not doing the act. He is. And so that man has that own responsibility to make that decision of his own. Whether you friends since birth or you just got to know him, it ain't your fault if that's the case.
I agree with y'all on that.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna kind of go into one of these stories. I ain't gonna be long on it, but just to kind of tell you how this kind of thing is crazy, man. But so I got this friend again. I won't say no names, but at the time I was single. You know what I mean? So a lot of us know when you single, hey, that's what you are. You single, you mingle, you do things differently than married couples. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. So now me and this guy, when he was single, we used to run the streets, run the women, do our thing. Not to go into details, but then he got married. Okay. So now that he's married, he's still my friend. But I respect that he's married. So a lot of things I do, I don't even invite him because I don't like the stigmatism that attached to it that a married man shouldn't hang with single men. Well, it's situations like the one I'm about to explain that kind of further explains why you probably shouldn't do it because it causes issues. But I also know there's some situations where, as we all agreed, that if that man is truly a man, he should be able to hang with anybody he wants because he's still responsible for what he does, correct? But just
Correct.
jumping into it. So now he's married. Yeah, I done met the wife. I done met the kids. Everybody good. I throw these big gatherings, man. I have people come out. We turn up. We have drinks. We do what single people do. Now some married couples come, so they cool because their spouse is with them. So everybody good. But single people meet different people. They like to mingle. They like to do different things. So I would never invite my friend. So he would get mad and say, "Well, why don't you invite me?" I say, "Because I move a little different than you. I just leave it at that." He's like, "Okay, but that ain't got nothing to do with me. Hey, I do what I do. So my wife know you. She know you. She cool with you and all that. Let me decide if I don't want to come or I don't want to be around whomever." All right, bet. So I throw this big gathering, man. We at this nice sports bar, man. Everybody turned up, having a good time. And so my friend that's married sees a waitress that he finds attractive. Okay, that's cool and all. One thing leads to another. Everybody hanging out doing their thing. Him and his waitress get to talking. No big deal. Okay, so now he wants to come to the next gathering. Now he's at the next gathering. Well, at this particular gathering, he don't come to see our friends. He invites one of his old little flings to this gathering. Now, unannounced to me, I don't know nothing about his fling coming to this gathering. I invited my boy. I don't know nothing about this fling. We all at the gathering. This little fling pulls up. Everybody like, who is that? Because usually we got the same kind of crowd. We kind of know who is who. She comes in, and her and my homeboy, they get to acting like they've been married for 6 years. The way they carry on, I mean, they kissing and touching and holding hands, and I mean, they wilding out. I'm like lost. I'm looking like, what happened? Like, I'm like seriously lost. So one thing leads to another. People get to drinking, they get to daring them, telling them, hey, y'all should go get a room. Okay. Well, that's what they do. They say we out. Okay, well, I'm still single, so now I'm about to go do me. I know my boy got to go way across back town, so I tell him, hey, look, I'm not going to be at home, man. I don't know what all you got going. I'm not getting your business, but I know you've been drinking a lot. We've been drinking since 12 o'clock noon. Like, we start early. So I'm going to leave the key under the mat, man. You can go there, get you some sleep, and go home, whatever. All right, I'm good. Okay. I think none of it. I go to sleep. No, I don't go to sleep. I'm calling this guy because now I'm a little worried. It's 3, 4 in the morning. This man not answering his phone. Okay, again, he's still grown, but he's my boy. I'm trying to check on him. Nothing happens. So I go to sleep. This guy calls me at 10 o'clock a.m. the next morning. I'm like, yo, what's up? He like, and I can hear this little fling in the back talking, oh, what's up, Al, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like a little confused because, I mean, at this point, I'm not married, but I'm thinking married men got to go home. That's how I thought anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
Most of them,
but 10 o'clock the next, we ain't talking about 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm talking about 10 o'clock the next morning. And now he's on his way to go back to get his truck from the original place he left it at, which was the bar we was at, because he left in the car with her. And I'm like, dude, man, I don't know how that's going to turn out, man. But we fast forward through, and now 2 months later, I still ain't kind of cool with this cat no more because his wife felt some type of way as if Al invited her man, her husband, out and put him on whatever fling he had and made him do all these weird, strange things. And now they got problems going on. So it's Al's fault. And I feel some type of way about that because I never knew about it. I'm just as oblivious to it as she is. But because I'm that friend and I invited my friend out to come out and hang with me, now I'm the villain. That's why I got a problem with that. I'm going to leave it at that.
Wow.
Well, Al, I think he kind of used you a little bit. I think he was going to hang out with you. So that kind of made him feel like, he hanging out with you, that you kind of got something to do with it, but you got to, sign and talk to her about it. But he used you to get for his scapegoat, man. And that's what it was. That's what that was all about.
I agree.
Yeah,
I definitely feel used, man. I definitely feel used, but I want to hear y'all thoughts on this, man.
That's a tough one. I mean, if y'all already ain't on the strongest of terms talking, you're the guy. I mean, at this point, it ain't no point of you holding back your feelings and telling them like, you wrong, dude. You wrong. I invited you, and it seems like now because of what happened because of you, now I'm the bad guy. And that ain't cool. I'd rather not deal with you anymore if that's how I see you go back and what you gonna do when this was all on you. I didn't tell you to go do nothing. You did this on your own. I ain't gonna fight nobody but you. And you know it. You know how we roll. But you were the only one invited, so I wouldn't deal with him anymore if he can't apologize to you and tell his old lady exactly what the situation was. Then he ain't somebody you need to be dealing with, regardless of how long y'all been tight.
Okay.
Yeah, he seemed like that just threw you on the bus, but like we answered the question, no, you shouldn't be blamed for that. At one point in time, man, you got to just keep it G. You can't throw your partner on the bus unless y'all discuss the situation ahead of time and he told you, hey man, I'm gonna use you for this or that, but now if the wife is feeling some type of way about you, he should have addressed that with her. Like, nah, baby, you know, my boy Al ain't have nothing to do with that. You know, I was doing my thing, and don't look at Al in no different way that you normally would. You know, because Al really was trying to look out for me, even though I was doing wrong. He still was trying to look out for me. Then, you always want to keep your homeboys looking good in the eyes of your spouse because you want to get out the house. You don't want her to feel like, well, if I'm with Doug, you ain't gonna come home the next day. You don't
You
want
see what
that.
I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So it looked like he got it caught up in a bind, and he just did some sucker stuff and got your name muddied in the water when you ain't have nothing to do with that. You can't. You can lead a mule to the water, but you can't make him drink it. So that was on him on that side, man. But no, you shouldn't be blamed for nothing like that.
Yeah, I just want to also reiterate again, I was a single man. See, that's the thing why people miss it. When you single, you do what the hell you want to do. You come home when you want to come home. You have nobody to answer to. So we on two different playing fields, man. So you really, if you can't, deal with your household, then maybe you shouldn't come and hang out with somebody like me because I might not come home. It's okay though. But this was even crazier because he did this on his own. I feel bad. But go ahead.
That mean he wasn't happy either. Then if he did he did that too. It was something at home going on that he wasn't happy with. So there's a lot of stuff with that.
That's true.
Yeah. But I'm glad that y'all all agree with my fault because right now I think this woman feels some type of way about me. But you're right, Dub. And while y'all said it, he really needs to, tell her what's really going on, man, because that's making me look bad. I ain't had nothing to do with it.
Is they still married?
They still married, but it's a little shaky, and me and him don't talk as much. But I think, like Dub say, I'm probably gonna have to go and cut ties, man, because if somebody gonna do you like that, they ain't really your friend, though.
All right, he'll do it again.
That's right.
And I can't go through that now because I'm married now. So now we damn sure ain't playing that game. you ain't messing up my household, and we're gonna really have a problem. So now we're gonna probably cut them ties.
For sure, man. That's wild, man. But everybody don't live by the same code.
Yeah, you just had to put him on that emergency only situation. Like, don't call me if it's an emergency only, because if not, you already showed your ass with me.
For real. Yeah, but nah. But that's what's up.
You are listening to the SipSo podcast. So, JT, man, can you be in love with two people at the same time?
I think it's possible.
Have you ever had that situation?
Nah, never had it. But I'd have heard some people say they have, though, older people that say they, been married and found somebody inside and they end up falling in love with. And how do they get out of it? I know this one person, I can't say his name because I know him close, but he told me he was married and met this lady on the side, and it got to a point as the years went on, he fell in love with her, and he didn't know how to explain that to his kids. They was older and he wanted to leave home. And sooner or later, he ended up leaving home and married a woman, and he just said it wasn't nothing. It got rocky. He said it got rocky for him, and he started venting to that woman. They started getting close, going out, hanging out, and before he knew it, he said, I think 8 years down the road, he ended up marrying that woman. That, they found they found a friendship, and I was like, that's kind of hard, though, to be married and to go out to vent to somebody else, your problems, and it kind of turned sour, so.
He's still with her?
Yeah, he's still with the woman now. Shit.
So he's with the new woman?
Yeah, he with the new woman.
Oh, damn.
Do he love the old wife?
Part of it, though, but he said it ain't like when they first got together, it ain't that strong. It's just, that love, as long as she's doing okay, doing good, he all right with it, but it won't be like going back home.
And that's my thing on that. JT, I disagree. I don't think that a person can love two people. I think when you truly love someone, you put your all into it. You only have enough love for that one person. So when you are going to do some situation like that, man, he didn't love her. Either he loved the new woman and fell out of love with the woman he's with, or he still loved the woman he was with and just doing something on the side. But I don't think he loved both of them. He may have had lust. He may have liked what she done for him and what she can do for him and to him. But to actually love two people at one time, I personally don't think that you can do that. I'm gonna leave it at that.
I don't know. I think it depends how you look at stuff, but these days you got guys that do certain stuff. I know what you're saying because you committed, but some people get with it, don't be committed. But I never been in a situation, so like I said, I don't know. I say probably it is, but I don't really know if you could get yourself caught in a situation like that, man. So I don't know, but it's if you think about it, it's crazy, but I could just say this. This guy, he left. He said he did everything he's supposed to do, but like I don't know. It's strange.
But do you agree that maybe, like, not to say he didn't love his wife originally, because obviously he did if he married her, I would hope so anyway. But we all know some people marry for different reasons. But let's just say he loved his wife. Do you think maybe it's possible that he could have fell out of love with his wife, so he wasn't loving her as much as he normally would? So now he's open to have love again. So now he meets this woman, they do whatever, and he actually falls in love. You think that's possible, or do you really think that he loved both of them?
I just think shit. The other woman did more than what the other woman did. That's what I'm thinking. She did stuff probably what his fantasized, probably what he wanted.
I can probably see that.
He probably done that. Probably was that, but I don't know if he just got caught up in that whirlwind, man. You get caught up in a lot of stuff, and it's hard to get out of. Your mind can play tricks on you. You know, your mind can say one thing, your heart can say another thing, man. And once you between that 50-50, you don't know what's going on.
Facts.
So I don't know, but I say it's probably crazy. But then you got to look at the guys that got 3 and 4 women around here.
I was gonna mention, the Mormons. They kind of cool with having multiple wives. Even some of the Muslim traditions, they cool with having multiple wives. So, you think they love all these women, or it's just
I think it's just part of their religion, man. I think because a person will do anything you allow them to do. Let's say that.
I don't know. G got a good point though. I think what he said about them, it might be more sexual though, man. They have that many partners.
You can't love all the women, man. Come on now. I just can't see it.
You got some people that love money.
Yeah.
And that come and go too. That's just like anything else.
What you think, J Dub? I gotta hear you say it. J Dub, come on, tell us, bring us home, J Dub.
Oh shoot, I don't know, man. The different, the Mormons, the Muslims. I mean, I even some of these kings. They talk about the concubines. I don't understand how you can love more than one person at once. I truly don't, because when I look at like what love is to me, or what I'm willing to open up as far as loving, I'm not willing to give that to anybody else, but one. And for them to do it, I think it's just a more of a habit of just access, because it's okay with my religion. It's okay for me to have multiple women at one time, and have as many kids as I want, all of that stuff. I just think that's just more convenient for them to enjoy, but I don't think that that's true love.
Wholeheartedly agree. Come on, T.
I know with like some of those traditions, it's not about a sexual deal. You have to be able to love that woman, provide also. So it's not just like, oh, I got a couple of them on the side and my main. You got to provide for all of these women. So I think it makes it a different dynamic than just probably what we thinking of. We know a lot of people got some women around town and they married. You know how that goes.
So, right.
Uh,
But
but
really,
I
see, on
initially,
that, they only entitled to financially take care of that woman. They don't have to love her. If you can financially take care of 3 women, you can
yeah,
have 3 women.
yeah, that's
So if
true.
I just happen to be blessed with money, I got 3 women. That don't mean I love neither one of them, really.
And here's the thing: if you want to consider it love, then they would all be under the same roof.
Yeah.
That too.
Man, and they had a show on TLC called Sister Wives,
That's what that
and it's
man
like,
in Utah.
yeah, yeah,
Whatever.
that I don't recall if they under the same roof. I don't know. Um, but originally, just to, put my little 2 cents on the topic, I felt maybe it's lust, but man, I had a situation way, way before I got my wife. So let's get that.
Specify
Yeah,
that, man. Specify.
let's make sure that's clear right there. But I had a chick. We had been together for multiple years, and you know, of course, I loved her, right? But um, some little things that went on here and there, and I got to conversate with this other lady, and man, the conversation was so good. The vibe, it just felt right, you know. And yes, you gonna start getting feelings for that outside person. So to say that you just can't love 2 people, I normally would say no, you can't. But just thinking about that, some people probably can.
Well, let me ask you, T, on that. You say you started getting feelings for her and the vibe was good. All that was that newness, man. That wasn't no love. I mean, you can only tell me. Hold on, let me correct myself. Only you could tell me if you loved her. Let me back up. I'm gonna say it
No,
wasn't
no,
love in the beginning. Now, what it may came to later, I don't know. But just because you met her and the vibe was good, that's not love, homeboy. I can say that. Now, what it turned into, I can't speak on.
yeah, and no, it wasn't love. I'm just saying that I could kind of see where that can
Lead
lead
to.
to that. Especially if you study doing
Mm-hmm.
that. Not saying that that's right, but I think that it may could lead to that way. But like I say, normally I always feel no, you can't love 2 people. Bible say that if you serving 2 masters, you not giving one all
Right.
enough attention, so
And
you
there it
just
is.
can't do that. So yeah, that's a tough one there, man, because I grew up going out to Bonus, Texas, to the club, old school club, little hole in the wall, so to speak. And man,
They were out there.
I knew of a guy that had 2 women living in the same house,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
and
that's
women
love.
on the side.
That's love
Mm.
right there.
I'm pretty sure I know. I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he a
you put 2 in the
legend.
house.
Yeah.
You
Oh
put
yeah.
2 in the house. That's love
You
right there, man.
know,
Matter of fact, he had.
or I would see where
It's a
my
lot of
own
love.
I would see where my own great uncle would have. He's married, but he got his mistress and damn near stay there with her. That's
Damn.
Oh yeah,
we
that's
calling her ain't and shit. You heard?
We call that cat daddy.
So maybe they getting a piece from here, a piece from there, and putting it all together, and making love. I don't know.
it's like a homemade pie, man. A whole pie.
Yeah,
So that one gonna be
Yeah,
kind of tough. We gonna just kind of leave it at. Well, me and Dub agree. Like we don't believe you can. Nah, but y'all kind of like straddling, I guess, huh?
no, I'm not gonna straddle it, man. Pause. I think that I
I think
think
it's
you can love. I don't think you can love 2. I don't think so.
Like you said, lust, yeah. Kick it with, hang with, all the other, yeah. But we talking about love. When you putting your all into something, you don't have it. You don't have no more love.
Right, right, right. And them,
yeah.
you can't tell me that them people with multiple wives, you know, they trying to, you know, say this one on her cycle. He can go
Of
to the
course.
next one. He can
Mm-hmm.
go to the next one, you know. So
Man, that's love. Come on, man, stop it.
That's what you call a pimp. Shit, it ain't love. That's a pimp, Al.
And then if a woman have any sense that's in that type of situation, she can't seriously think this man love her when she's watching him lay down with another woman in their home. Come on, man. Let's think about this.
Al, they say love is blind sometimes, man.
That is true too. That is
You
true.
know, yeah, it's a lot go with that. You know,
so what do you think about you know, T.I. and his wife was in the news this week because it's kind of known that they're like swingers. You know, they like to bring a woman in the relationship, and you know he's been accused of some sexual abuse. Also, he supposedly got one of his. You know, they brought one chick back to the crib. He supposedly got one of them women pregnant a while back. So we talking about loving two women. You know what is that like? You know you got a wife and both of y'all are into threesomes. I mean, what is that?
Man, that's just having fun, man. That's having fun. That's turning up. That's threesome. That's whatever. It ain't no love there, man, at all.
Was it loving the wife?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, maybe I didn't ask. I understood it wrong. You're saying, does he love his wife?
Yeah, maybe my question not the best. But yeah, what kind of stuff is that? I mean, if you love this woman and you saying that, you know, yeah, we not gonna, I can only give all my love to this woman, but then here y'all doing all this. What, you know, is you really not happy with your woman?
Ooh,
man, you gotta think about that. They are on a whole different playing field. They got money to just do whatever they feel, and so sometimes I don't even think, you know, all these entertainers, the relationships they have, how, you know, is it really love? Is it really as true as it's made out to be? We don't know that because, you know, they all live their separate lives. They all popular. They all got fame, and people going, you know, be attracted to them, want to do it. And again, they may have come up with just a common decision to like, hey, let's try something new. I think that's all that is. I wouldn't say it devalues if he loves her any more or less, or she, you know, loves him any more or less. I just think they just did some stuff, and unfortunately, the people who joined in, they got just as much fault to anything that may have occurred as if you want to blame them. 'Cause you could have said no. Right. We just talked about the thing earlier. I didn't make you do it. You chose to and wanted to. So if you,
for real,
you know, somebody want to smack you across your ass with a paddle or a whip or something, you gotta take it. If you get pregnant and y'all in there doing stuff that you know, if it's unprotected, hell, that's anybody.
yeah.
So I just think that all that stuff is a choice. I don't think it even has anything to do with love. If my wife was like, "Hey, we can have a threesome to prove our love is strong," I wouldn't even respect it. If that's something we do, it's just hey, this is a choice that we want to do.
Man, that's hardcore though, man. Somebody has something like that.
yeah, they kind of on that same thing with that Jada Pinkett and Will. So I really don't know. See, I can't tell a man he doesn't love a woman or tell a woman she doesn't love a man. But I'm kind of with Dub. The level they on, man, they can kind of turn up and do what they want to do. So I personally, I'm talking about me. If I was a meeting, I'm singing, I meet one of those type women that's really living it like that, I couldn't take her seriously. Like I couldn't marry her knowing that, oh, she truly loves me, because I know how they move. And she might really love me, but I could never truly trust her. Because like Dub say, the field that the playing field they on, man, they do what the hell they want. I'm not sure I would want to put myself in that position. So I personally don't feel they love each other. I think they just living life and turning up. But again, I can't say that man don't love her or she don't love him. But if you ask me my opinion, I don't think they love each other, to be honest with you. I think they just living.
They making that money.
That's it.
For sure. Man, we went in on that. You all tuned in to the Sip Slow podcast. Dub, man, what kind of legacy do you want to leave?
Man, uh, first thing I have to do is just really want to be able to support people and different things that are important to me, and let that note be known. Like I was one who uh, gave my all to whatever it is that I was a part of, and to whomever was in my circle and my family. Do my best to say that. Um, Also to be able to share any blessings uh, that I have or have acquired, to be able to share it. Now, that's not giveaway; it's share based on the best of me, and making sure it's for a good cause. Uh, as well, knowing that I was a man of my faith, a man of commitment, and being the best that I could, for an example for my kids and different things uh, for them, and then from a financial standpoint, I hope to work my tail off to acquire, or if not, have things in place that it can leave behind and they can take off with. But main thing with my legacy is I just want to be known as someone who is true, someone who added value, and someone who lived a life that was respectful.
Already. No, I agree with it then. Um, I looked up the definition for legacy. I mean, there's a few of them, but I picked out that legacy is something transmitted by or received from an ancestor or predecessor or from the past. So, with that definition, the legacy that I would like to leave would be for my kids and their kids. By my actions, I want to leave my kids in a better financial place than I am. By my teachings and my example set to them, that they'll be able to apply those teachings and my examples in their lives and share that with their kids. And then that'll allow me to live forever.
I agree with that. That's the same way when you put it in that chat. I thought about it. With my oldest boy, all my kids that looking up to, they could look up to me. That legacy. My dad got up, went to work. Come home, provide for him, and show him how to do things. It's like Tuesday this week. I got upset with it, but at the same time, I told him it's part of life. He busted a pipe out there, so I told him, I do, and he watched me do a little bit. And I said, you gotta learn these things, because we all ain't gonna be here forever though. But it's just that quality time and just being there, showing him how to put this, put that back together. And I just told him when I was growing up, I didn't have that. So my legacy was for to lead to my kids and make sure they're in a better situation than what I was, and just carry their name for a long time. So I got three of them. So I said it should go pretty far. Them getting married and having kids, and just being the best father, husband, whatever I could be, friend, all that and just be a blessing to people too, man.
Already.
Well, mine's kind of like a little tab of everything y'all said, just real simple. But I only have one son, so I want to make sure that I'm that example. So my legacy is to have him know that in life you got to work for what you want. Nothing's given to you. So nothing was given to me. Now I would like it to be a lot easier for him than it was for me. But at the same time, I don't want it so easy to where he feel like everything got to be handed to him. So he's going to understand the value of money and understand the value of life. But I want to make it a little easier for him. But understand, everybody ain't your friend. Even the ones that claim they're your friend, you got to watch them too. So keep your eyes open. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, T. Hit it. Everybody ain't your friend. Nobody ain't your partner.
Right. R.I.P. Mo 3, man.
R.I.P. So, but yeah, just hardworking. Understand, again, everybody's not your friend. Everybody not your partner. And put God first. Stay to yourself. Stay out of the way, man. Make your life simple. And raise your family and be the head of your family as I was for him. Period.
I mentioned that earlier this week because I mean, in a sense, if you kind of ask yourself this on a daily basis, my personal opinion, I think it helps kind of keep you in line. You know, there's a lot of different things you can get off from, and you know, fall over here and be hanging with the wrong crowd or doing the wrong things, you know, or just not thinking of what matters first. And so when you kind of ask yourself and keep these things at your forefront, it helps you take on your everyday knowing like what's important to me, why I have to do it, and no matter what it takes, I'm gonna make sure I do exhaust everything possible to make it happen. And so that's, you know, that's one of those things that help break generational curses. I think it helps you grow beyond just, oh, I'm a black man, I got to listen to this music, got to do this, got to hang out on the corner. No, I have more, you know, to my life that I want to have accomplished, not just for me and not in my livelihood, so to say, but what I want to pass that on to.
That's important. I think everybody well said on their legacy. You want to make an impact in the world, and we not on a big scale to where we can touch millions, but we got to first start with the ones we can touch. So,
Facts.
man, that was great. You are listening to the Sip Stove podcast. We see that the Texans finally named a head coach this week. Um, David Culley is their new head coach. He was a assistant head coach, wide receiver coach, and a passing game coordinator for the Ravens the last 2 years. And also, he's been an NFL coach since 1994. So um, that's quite a bit of years. That with about 27 on some quick math right there. Um,
Yeah.
that he's been in the league now. Well, I ain't gonna put my. What's y'all thoughts on that? Joe, we gotta go to Jay since he's the resident Texans fan. So.
My thought was I don't know who he was, man. Really be honest. Then I kind of looked him up, but I don't know, man.
I mean, did you feel excited that man we back? We about to go.
Nah, man, I ain't feel no motivation, no nothing, man. I think we finna get worse with it. Shit, the Ravens was last in passing yards, so shit, you go get somebody. You know, they was good with rushing and Lamar running, but they passing yard, they was number 30 in NFL, so shit, he ain't gonna do too much, you know. So that's
All
the way I
right.
looked at it.
Let me jump in there real quick because I ain't got much to say because I don't know nothing about dude. I will say that's kind of a good point you said about him having 24 years of, or 27, sorry, 27 years of experience. So that's always a start. I just think for what the Texans are needing right now, especially with all they're going through with, their quarterback situation, I would think they would need one of these guys that's already proven. Now, not to say this guy can't be, hell, he can be one of the best coaches ever. Who knows at some point? But what I'm talking about right now, I think they would need someone that's already proven so they can kind of jump in and get going rather than someone that's starting out as a head coach for the first time. That's just my opinion on that.
I just think they still missing the biggest issue, and that's Sean Watson. I mean, the head coach, he just filling another spot. Obviously, he comes from some winning head coaches that he's been underneath or have been coaching alongside of, but it doesn't solve the Texans' problems. And essentially, that was the goal, is to solve problems. You know, at least get something. I'd rather have a defensive guru in here who's allowed, you know, X amount of yards or scores in the game, or give me an offensive mind in here who's taking their team to the, you know, the playoffs consecutively. And they maybe got to the Super Bowl more than once, but they did neither. And so I don't think this helps or hurts them. It's just gonna keep them where they are. The biggest issue they still not addressing.
Hmm.
Well, over the last 10 years or whatever, I've never heard this guy name come up for an interview at any other jobs. So I'm not saying that he can't be successful, but right now your main concern should be Deshaun Watson. Uh, I think he wanted Eric Bieniemy or that Robert Saleh who went to the Jets. I didn't know that, but Robert Saleh, he was the coordinator for the 49ers, but he used to work for the Texans. He used to be on Bill O'Brien's staff. So I guess Deshaun Watson kind of maybe got to know him then. And like Dub said, well, that guy has put up great numbers for the 49ers on the defensive side. So at least you know that, well, whenever you hire a coach, you want him to be good at one side of the ball, And this guy, I don't even think he's ever been a coordinator. But like I say, that doesn't mean that you can't be successful. But I think it's rare that people are successful that hasn't been on at least a coordinator level or a head coach in college or something. And I don't think this helps you with Deshaun Watson either. I don't think that he cares. We found out this week that he formally asked to be traded. And I heard this morning on the news that on his social media, he took off the Texans on his Twitter, Instagram. So that situation is not going to be good. Once again, like I mentioned about when the Rockets hired Steven Silas, that the black coach, he gets a raw deal a lot of the times. Here you coming in. I listened to Cully's press conference was Friday, and I listened to it, and he sounded all right. He sounded all right, but you already behind the eight ball when Deshaun Watson don't want to be there. I don't see it being successful for him. Unless the Texans make a great trade, I would think you try to hold on to Watson, but a lot of times when these players are disgruntled, it just mess up the whole vibe in the locker room. So it kind of force your hand to where you got to do something. So,
no matter if they hold on, no matter if they hold on to him or not, they don't have anything. They don't have money or cap room to put anything around him.
Well, I was going to ask you that, Jason. Dub, what do you feel is more important? Do you feel the head coach is the most important, or the actual personnel, meaning the players, in other words?
Well, obviously you do want a good head coach, but we know how football goes, and the quarterback is probably the highest priority of any organization, is having a solid quarterback. So I'm gonna have to say the personnel, which is the quarterback. I think your coach is gonna have to be there to set not structure, but game plans, guidelines, making sure that everything around is efficient enough to work. But the quarterback has to actually go out and do what's needed to be done. And it's one thing. It plays hand in hand, but I look at the personnel more. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
You look at it, a lot of these head coaches have been goofy, but they can win because of the personnel. I think of like a George Seifert for the 49ers. I don't think he was just the greatest head coach. He came in from after Bill Walsh. Bill Walsh had already, he was the innovator of the West Coast offense. He got all these players there, Montana, Steve Young, Jerry Rice, all those greats, Ronnie Lott. So when George Seifert came in, he just managed what they was already doing. Not to say he was a great coach. So when he went to the Panthers and didn't have that same personnel, it didn't work that way. You look at Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick was a average coach at best with the Cleveland Browns. Then he get with the Patriots, and Drew Bledsoe get hurt, and Tom Brady comes in, and you know what happened. But you see this year where you don't have Brady, your personnel, you had some people that opted out because of COVID, and now you didn't even make the playoffs. So, and we know that Belichick is a good coach, well, a great coach, but personnel does play a big part in winning. So, for just like I mentioned last week, just for us living around Houston, it's nice that Deshaun Watson is here, and I'm not a Texan fan, but still, I like to watch him play. But if they play their hand right, they might be okay. If you trade him, but play your hand right and get some good stuff back, it might be all right. I kind of like the thought of trading him for Tua.
That's probably going to be the best bet for the Texans, honestly.
Younger and hungry, ready to go.
Well, at least you
get your first round pick.
Yeah.
Right. You get your pick back that you gave him, and Tua might not be that guy, but at least he will bring some attention, another little star power that people know. And,
sell tickets.
He has, right. Because to me, at the end of the day, all it seems like is the Texans just want to make sure they have fans in the seat, go 8-8, 9-7, get in the playoffs. Other than that, they not trying to do nothing. And this owner they got, since the daddy died, this dude here, like, he don't know what he doing.
It's like they settle for mediocrity. They just calm and cool with that. Right.
And I was looking at news today. They was talking about, J.J. Watt. Texans don't know if they're going to – this is last year of his contract, so they don't know if they're going to bring him back or whatever. So
they better trade him.
Yeah, I think he did all he can for Houston. He might go somewhere else and get pepped up or have better players around him and do good, but
he's not that guy no more.
Huh?
He's not that guy no more. You're right. He has to have some other players around him. So, yeah, he needs to be traded. That's just my opinion.
Right.
Yeah, now you set the defense back at least 2 years. Because if you think about it, he is still, no matter how, I guess he can looked at as not at best, he's still taking up a lot of attention when it comes to the offensive side, the schemes and different things they have to do around him. And he's the only, I guess, name on that defensive side of the ball now that makes the Texans defense a threat. So I think if I now, don't get me wrong, get rid of his ass. He should have been gone 2 years ago. But it does set you back a little bit now on defense. You're going to have to think about who am I going to have on this right edge or left edge at times when I know I'm going to get the pressure that I need on that quarterback.
Dude, but I don't know about that no more, man. I know he was that guy, and we all know what he could do, and his name was just enough to get people to worry about him. But I think now I think the NFL didn't caught up to him, man. I think they know he's a household name without a doubt. But as far as the skills on the field or him actually staying healthy, that's another thing. I don't think he's feared by many people anymore in the offices. Offensive coordinators see the Texans, they say, okay, we're going to run the ball. Why? Because they can't stop the run. Possibly I don't think they say, oh, well, J.J. Watt's there. Well, we might have to put two men. I don't even think he get double coverage. I mean, double. I don't think he have double blocking assignments anymore.
No, Dub is 100% correct. JJ Watt still draws double teams. Believe it or not, but he does.
Then whoever that offensive coordinator need to be fired that they playing against.
Man, I ain't trying to take up a JJ Watt, but clearly he's not the guy he used to be. Clearly, but yeah, he still gets respect. But the thing is, he used to could beat the double team.
Right
now, you know that him beating the double team is lesser and lesser than what it used to be. But he's probably the only guy on their defense that draws double teams.
Because of his name. That's it. Dude, after one play, the dude breathing like he been playing all game after one play.
He did. He earned it, though. Like I said, though, he did earn the opportunity to get these double teams, which not a lot of people get. But he's not the threat like he used to be.
No,
we'll see. We'll see coming what they're gonna do. You know, the Texans always make the dumb decision anyway, so he'll probably be staying here, and he'll be a Texan. He'll gonna retire a Texan.
That's something. Good point, Al. That's something. When I heard that this morning, I'm like, man, you know, JJ Watt did a lot in Houston. Like, man, you should have him retire as a Texan, but if he want to win a championship now, that probably won't happen. You know, with the Texans while he's playing. So I don't know. Well, let's hop into these Super Bowl picks. Last week we had the Bills versus the Chiefs and the Packers versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Chiefs won against the Bills, and the Tampa Bay Bucks beat the Packers. I was the only one to go 2-0 on those picks, just to put that out there. But who y'all have for Super Bowl? Who do y'all have?
I'm going with the Chiefs.
Going with the Chiefs. Okay. Al?
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with the Chiefs, man. I know I'm a Tom Brady fan, love him to death.
Come on, LG.
I think it's time for him to pass the torch to the new young and up and coming quarterback that, in my opinion, right now is playing the best football. I know they say Aaron Rodgers. I still say it's Mahomes, and we saw that. But let's move on. So I'm gonna say the Chiefs, and I'm gonna go ahead and give a score. I'm thinking it's gonna be a high scoring game. It's gonna be a shootout. You know, Brady gonna do his thing. Mahomes gonna do his thing. But I think the edge gonna be Kansas City Chiefs secondary gonna make one play. My boy Tyrann Mathieu, look out for him. So I'm gonna call it 34-30 Chiefs.
Another former Texan. They didn't want to pay him no money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The boy is a dog. Watch him.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll with the Chiefs as well. Honestly, the Bucks, they made it through. They shouldn't have, but they made it through. So hats off to them. Hats off to my old favorite, Tom Brady, who I was rooting for, and I'll root against him again here in the Super Bowl. I just think the Chiefs have too much firepower offensively that the Bucks defense is not ready to contend with.
I find it a whole lot palatable with Tom Brady wearing the red and pewter than that blue shit. So I kind of I can work with this guy right here. So let me throw that in there too. Tampa Bay is the first team to play in the Super Bowl in their home stadium. So
that's crazy.
And it wouldn't have happened if the Chargers and what's that other team out there? Rams. Their stadium had got delayed on being built. So that's why they put it in Tampa Bay. I think it's out there in LA next year. But man, this is I want to go Bucks. I want to go Bucks, really.
Go with your heart, man.
But man, it's hard to go against Pat Mahomes, man. He a bad man. Man, Pat Mahomes can go down as the best talent at the quarterback position ever, man. So I just think that KC has a little bit too much for the Bucks to deal with on that offense, and I don't know if the Bucks offense can keep up, with the Chiefs. So we're gonna go there. We're gonna go out. Everybody picked the Chiefs, so they probably won't
full panel. Full panel Chiefs. Now we are knowing that, like you said, they are in Tampa Bay. Okay, they're at home. This is Tom Brady. This is his 10th Super Bowl appearance. That's crazy within itself.
Man, Tampa Bay can have their best game. I just don't think they can stop the Chiefs from scoring.
Yeah, they secondary ain't good either, man.
They really not.
And they ain't got nobody to hold hill, man. That's gonna be a killer right there, man.
But you know who's gonna be the X factor that nobody's talking about? Travis Kelce. That's gonna be the X factor.
Nobody to hold him either. They have nobody to hold him.
They got no linebacker that can stick with him.
I'm thinking McCole Hardman will have a big game.
That's who the X factor is. That's the X factor right there, man.
There's so many ones to pick from. They got so much speed, so much talent. How can you stop that offense?
They say Sammy Watkins supposed to be back too.
I think they're gonna come back with their run game. I think their run game gonna be strong too, because Bell gonna play. I think they're gonna come in and dominate that game.
Now the Bucks stopped the run. They number 1 in the league in the rushing. So they in rushing defense. So it's gonna be hard.
They got the big sumo wrestler at nose tackle, whatever he is. The dude's huge.
Yeah,
it's gonna be hard to stop. It's gonna be hard to run on the Bucks. Now, if the Chiefs are able to run, well,
it's really over.
Yeah,
it's really over.
They actually be real.
I think that run gonna open up a little bit. T. Why? Because it's so much speed on the outside that you're not gonna be able to stack that box, and so you're gonna spread them out. If you spread them out, if you spread them out, and they got to respect the speed. They got to bring that safety. They can't bring the safety down to be in that box, right? So he has to cover. So now it's in the trenches then, but we'll see. I think they can run on him.
Get up.
Oh, well, now the Chiefs did beat the Bucks pretty bad this year.
I forgot they played.
Right. Yeah, they beat them. I think Tyreek Hill had like 200 in the first half. First quarter.
Yeah, so, he killed them, man.
But, sometimes that can backfire, that the team has already seen them and kind of have a feel for the speed and some of the things they want to do, but
not this team.
But that's the thing. See, you can't double anyone.
This team is hungry, man. They still playing like they ain't won the first one, man. They show it. So it's gonna be hard for the Bucks.
Good point, Mo.
Hey, who can you double though? Think about that. Who can you double? If you double somebody else is open, and they got crazy speed.
You probably could double one of the linemen, man. That's what they're going to do.
At the end of the day, if you recall last year, the Niners was winning. They was playing good D, but the Chiefs just kept wearing them down, run game, and then Mahomes got in a little rhythm, and before you know it, they up 31 to whatever. So, but you're gonna have to get pressure on Mahomes if you're gonna have any shot at trying to win. And then on the backside, Chiefs defense ain't just all that.
Not really.
So
that's why I said 34-30. Yeah, they're gonna put Tampa Bay gonna score.
Mike Evans is a problem. Godwin is a problem. If AB there, he a problem.
Yeah,
Cameron
but Mike really ain't showing on it. Mike ain't showing in the postseason. He been dropping a lot of passes, man. He really ain't been himself. and you kind of can hold him 1-on-1. And I think they're gonna pressure Brady. I think they're gonna blitz him a lot. You know,
Here's the concern I have with the Bucks. Most of Mike Evans' passes have been like deep balls. You're not gonna always get into those situations. Those toss ups now. I don't think you're gonna win those like you have been against the Chiefs. I'm not
That
saying that
secondary.
you can't, but I don't because I agree with you, Thomas. The Chiefs defense is not that great, uh, but I just don't think the Bucks can outscore the Chiefs.
Right.
But Evans, I don't even think Evans is gonna be a factor.
Whoa.
I'll say that right now. I don't think he's gonna be a factor in the game.
Galveston, Texas on Mike Evans. Come on now.
I like him. No, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Just because I say I don't think he's gonna be a factor, I like him a lot. I actually like the Bucks team, but I just don't think they have that. I don't think they're gonna have enough in the tank.
No, and we all agree. We all agree that the Chiefs, probably go back to back. Um,
But write that one down. See that Tyrann Mathieu will make a big play. Put that in there.
I got you.
He guaranteed for that.
That's guaranteed.
And that's all that the Chiefs have to do. Make a couple stops,
That's it.
you know.
It's probably gonna be like
So
28-14.
28-14.
Write it down.
Duh, 28-14. You got a prediction, Jay?
I say 38-31.
I'm gonna say 38-28.
Okay.
KC. You are listening to the Sip So podcast. So, fellas, what did you learn today? Doug.
Man, I learned that you got to make sure you watch out for them friends. If they ain't in your corner, you're gonna have to get them out of there.
For sure. LG.
Well, I learned from talking to my fellas, my brothers in here that I really can hold my head up high. I have no reason to feel bad about a person's decision that went out on his wife and cheated, and now I'm looking like the bad guy. So I learned that I can hold my head high. It's not my fault.
Absolutely.
For sure. Well, I learned today that me and Mo feel the same way about the interracial dating. Mo.
I learned today, man, leaving a good legacy behind, man.
Mm-hmm.
Already, man. Already. Um, if you catching us on YouTube or Facebook, like we always say, like, share, subscribe. We welcome email questions or any feedback. Just leave a message or comment on wherever you checking this out on what platform. Also, if you are in Facebook, we would like for y'all to go to the YouTube page and subscribe. Try to get us up to, we got about right at 470 people in the Facebook page. Let's try to get all them over to the YouTube so we can eventually get to 1,000 subscribers over there, and we can also go live over there also. So help us out with that. Facebook, Instagram, it's all Sip Slow Podcast. Like, subscribe. The email is sipslowpodcast@gmail.com. Feel free to send us something and we'll answer it, on air. Other than that, that's about it for me. Doug?
Man, I enjoyed the conversation today, man. We touched on some things that I thought at first may be a little sketchy, but it ended up being great, honestly. And And so I appreciate everybody's input. And, again, still allowing us to be a part of this and, just trying to give and spread the word. And I wish y'all the very best and have a great week.
For sure.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Already. Jay, Al, y'all got something?
I'm good, man. Just glad to be back on it.
Any
Just
shout
say,
outs?
go ahead, Jay.
No, I'm good.
No, I just say, like Dub, I enjoyed the show, man, and I'm glad that we're all gentlemen that can disagree on some things, but still disagree respectfully, if that makes sense. So we don't always have to jump on each other's, boat and say, "Oh, I ride with you." Now, sometimes we just have a difference of opinion, as long as you do it respectfully, and the show keep moving. And I think we had a good time in doing it. So that's all I got.
Yeah, shout out to Duke, man. Hopefully we get him back in here next week. So shout out to him. RIP to Cicely Tyson. She was about 96. A great black actress who won a lot of awards and was a pioneer. And also Cheney used to coach for Temple.
He died.
Yeah, he died. What? Yes, Friday.
Don Chaney.
Yeah, Don Cheney. That don't sound right, dude.
No, she said she gonna meet us at the
Yeah, that's him.
parking lot. I told her we figured it out.
Mute your mic, Jay. So yeah, RIP to him, man. He was a coach at Temple for like 24 seasons and made the NCAA tournament like 17 out of 24 of those. And y'all probably remember him getting on John Calipari in that press conference back in the day. But once again, man, we thank y'all. We thank y'all for tuning in. We know that with so much going on, you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you here with us. And as always, man, we gonna sip slow, man, and we gonna live fast.
Appreciate it, fellas. By the way, T, his name was John Chaney. My bad.
Yeah, I knew that Don Cheney was the coach for the Rockets.